did CLF get its start?
CLF got its start really with the Family Action Collaborative. We were doing a strategic planning session after years of running this collaborative board that was so effective in what we did with youth and families in our community. And we were doing a strategic planning session and decided to come up with 3 or 4 strategies. And this was a new and innovative idea to say, let's build our leadership capacity in this community using the skill set that we know works so well for this board. How can we get more people to buy into that kind of skill set? So we started a design team, I believe it was 12 years ago, and convened people that had attended different leadership things and looked at some national models and put our own local twist on it.
There was no bricks and mortar organization that owned this. There was no particular group that led it, that was an administration of the Da organization. But it has been mentored and supported and encouraged by so many organizations for 10 whole years.
To be here now and to be talking about 10 cohorts, it's exciting.
I decided to do CLF because I wanted to enhance my community social networking and get to know other people outside of my own sphere with the place that I work at. So, and look, aren't they amazing?
Yeah, it is.
I think I always worked under the premise that compromise is the end goal. Like, you get all these people at the table and it's all to work towards a compromise. You give a little, they give a little, I give a little, let's all give a little, and then somehow we'll get this done, but yet you all walk away feeling a little unsatisfied. And I think when I learned that collaboration isn't that, it's a win-win. It's, you're gonna stay at the table and we're gonna go through this process, and it's hard work and you're gonna run into barriers, but the end goal is for everyone to leave the table feeling they won. And that's the part that I remember like sitting going, oh.
And sometimes working with neighborhoods, what I think I want the outcome to be doesn't end up at all like that, but it works for that neighborhood. And so that was a really big learning lesson for me, to get over my hubris. Like, I'm not the genius, and I'm not the one living in that neighborhood, that it's the neighbors that have to figure that out and solve it. So kind of empowering and letting it not go how you want it to go.
I really was drawn to the collaborative nature. I think that we live in a time in which that's incredibly important for us to be able to come together and come around this framework and to learn something that potentially could do a common language with leaders. You know, now I feel like if I'm going to come to a collaborative, I have a network of people who understand that language that I can work quickly and adaptively with.
It does take longer, but you stay engaged the whole time. It's not like a decision made and now we move forward. It's like the decision's being made as we move forward. So all the way along, you're continuing to collaborate. You never stop. And that is very exciting for me, because now you're constantly engaged in the process. It wasn't a once and done. It's constant, and I like that a lot.
There's such division in communities and in the entire country, and what the world needs more of is collaboration.
Well, and before CLF, I didn't always look at someone's strength as his or her strength. And now I look at people differently, and I say, like, they must fit in this category. You know, this must be their number one, and that's really good, and we can utilize that together. You know,
it was amazing that we had liberals, conservatives, blacks, whites, Africans, folks that were adopted, folks that were, and we're coming together, and you see a big, strong, tall martial art man breaking down, and it hits you, and you say, yeah, that's it. That's part of collaboration. This is powerful. And then it becomes divine, and ideas start happening, and you can feel yourself kind of rise, like, oh, I can do this. I can't do this without you. And I know we think differently, and we come from different ends of the world. But I can do this, and we can do this. It's a powerful thing. It is. So the academic part, and I'm a student, I love to learn, but that's not what was most impactful to me. It was the process. It was the building relationships. It was the being healed along the way. So it was really cool stuff.
I think the facilitators have done a great job of getting supervisors who send someone to come and understand what that person learned and how it can work back in their organization. There have been a number of things that have happened to keep it true to the principles and the goals that we initially developed.
We've found over the years that how important it is to have those 5 or 6 different sector perspectives around the table, because each of them comes at an issue from a different place. It adds a richness to the program.
Well, and we talk about this all the time, and we kind of laugh about it, but it's really true. You know, we know that some of these really complex community issues can't be resolved or addressed by one single individual organization or agency. And if they could, they would have been solved by now, and we wouldn't have these issues. So we know that there is a need to increase the capacity of leaders with a new skill set, with a new mindset on how to address complex issues in our community.